Please don't lag. Please don't lag. Please don't lag. Nah, you can stay. Hopefully it doesn't lag after.
They picked their race, so I mean, and no one said wait, so they better all be here.
Worst case, we can replace cast. It's fine.
I'm just watching the stream. It's fine with me. That doesn't seem too bad.
Oh, sorry.
I've had to watch a stream too while halfway kind of casting, so it's kind of weird, yeah. But
Hey, this doesn't look too bad, right?
no, it's
a little bit of spike there.
Let's see here. All right, we'll call out our players' positions real quick. It is corners versus corners. Top left corner, you have Yoon, and the bottom right corner, you have Scan as a ZP team. Top right, you've got Dandy, and bottom left, you got Babo as a TZ team. So Babo's playing Zerg, so that's what I like to see. Sometimes he has Dandy playing Zerg for some reason, but Scan's actually playing Protoss this game. And I feel his Protoss is good, but not as good as his Terran, obviously, as we all know.
Get out now. Oh.
I hope it improves if I'm out of there.
I don't think it has, really.
Depleted said it's maybe an observer.
No,
I'll just go
better.
Or the stream.
There are 2 South American players and 2 Korean players, right? Does that mean anything?
It's still kind of spiky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could ask them to remake, but like it'll be South American player. Look, it'll probably be Babo who ends up hosting, right? Like I see the
everybody leaves except.
Yeah, everybody leaves except for Prima and see that helps.
You see, I don't think it made that much of a difference with me and you leaving. Am I wrong?
It didn't make a difference.
Let's see here. I want to try to leave, but now I doubt it's me. But
it's a good way to experiment, because if we're gonna have more of these in the future,
Let's get it out of the way initially.
I don't think it's gonna make. See,
hold your vision over the mineral line.
I mean,
still seeing the spike.
Yeah, it's still spiky. Tell him if he wants to remake.
Damn it, Depleted. No, don't remake. Let him play, man. They've been waiting like 45 minutes to start this matchup.
Yeah.
Depleted got all the observers to leave.
So, yeah.
Like, how does this matchup usually play out? Like, I'd say, like,
usually this
in general, the Zerg usually, like, masses lings early on to get, like, control, right? Map control. Is that the idea?
Well, usually you're a ZP team. Your Zerg will go 9 pull or over pull at latest. And he wants to typically go fast mutas now. Yeah, see, he's doing that. Now, this Protoss on the bottom left-hand corner, they're going to go block Zerg so he can't leave his base. Sometimes they'll attack. Most of the time you won't, though. And then Protoss is actually going to make cannons. Did you see this probe coming across the map up here? Going from the middle of the 12 o'clock all the way to his base. That probe is going to either make a cannon at its expansion or his ramp. Most likely his ramp, since Terran is going bio this game. Now the blue Zerg, he's just going to mass Zerglings for quite some time. Have to throw up a couple spores.
Maybe seeing a battle, like, kind of in the mid game. Is the idea?
He's trying to keep these two busy so his Terran ally can actually get Marine Medic out at a decent pace and either go break his ally out or go counter one. I've seen Terrans actually bunker the expansion of his ally so he can get 2 gases against Zerg's 1 and just make sure Zerg never gets an expansion again. Sometimes he'll bunker Protoss. You know, it really depends on the Terran this game and how well the Zerg is actually able to hold off Zerg Protoss. And see that where he's placed his sunken, I know he has to place it down so he doesn't die here, but I hate that positioning because it doesn't reach the bottom of the ramp.
It does seem like it would be hard to break the, like, if, like, to make progress up the ramp, like into the base.
If you don't get that sunken up, generally you don't get in the base. Or generally you don't get out of your base unless you drone drill or something like that. See, Terran's coming down to counter quickly, but no SCV support. What's this behind his Marines?
Wow, are these Marines going to be able to do damage here? No, it's
Cannon's
going to
too fast, and he doesn't have an SCV with him, so probably not. He's probably just going to do a little harass, and he's probably just going to go back. See, this cannon comes up, probes come down.
It seems this cannon is key right here.
Now, see, this could be problematic where the Zerg player is coming with Zerglings, but we'll see. And I apologize to everybody for my timing being off on the. Oh man, he's in the base. The timing's off from the video to the stream, so nice hold. Terran has stem, and he was able to actually save his Marines. Now, I hope Zerg has probes up or spores up, because otherwise he's going to be in some major trouble.
You're talking about blue team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the
I don't even
munitions
see,
done right now.
there's no lair. So we're kind of at an interesting stage, right? Like blue team's on the map, but it's unclear if they're going to be able to get anything done because like they're not breaking up either ramp that's cannoned up at the top. And the other hand, red team is basically their map control is being dictated by the Zerg's mutalisks. Little skirmish in the middle.
Now, you don't want your mutas fighting the Marine medic. You want this mutalist count to build up and build up. When you engage the Marines, you're just losing the lead that you have.
Yeah, you also it's going to be hard to micro muta against Marine and medic on this kind of lag.
But yeah. See, that one muta is all
rough.
the way dead.
So like, we see Dandy and Babo maybe playing the 4D chess here where he's like, I'm gonna forego Mutalist so I don't have to micro early on and just let you micro and maybe make the mistakes on this leg.
Right. See, they can't really do anything to this blue Zerg right now. They're in a great spot. If I was Terran, I would just bunker in the Protoss, or at least scan his base, see what he's going, make sure Zerg doesn't get an expansion. I guess Babo's going to try to make next game to see if this lag improves any. But Latin against South America against Korean is tough to get a game with no lag. And Babo was actually the one with the yellow bars during the host, so I'm wondering if it's him.
Well, I wonder if these Mutalists can just break the Terran. No, he's not going to go.
I mean, you can, but you're going to lose so many, and you will hold this Mutalist count off. Whether he's got turrets in his base, I'm sure he can just go home with the Marines he has. Now it was bad to lose that Overlord though, because if Protoss takes the DTs, which I'm sure he is, and now this game has done a complete 180 now, as to where you'd think since blue team had map control, they're in a better position, but really and truly, red is in a great position. He's gonna have Storm soon. Most likely. He's got a gateway to his ally at Zerg. Okay, so the Temple Archives just came up. But see, he's got cannons coming up in front of his base. Oh, he's only got 2. Oh, that's bad. Never mind.
How about the counterattack on Zerg? On Blue Zerg? On Babo? This could do some damage if they don't get back in time.
Yeah.
The Zealots just completely ignore that sunken over there. I see what you're saying on
wonderful.
Sunken just wasn't far up enough.
Take out these 2 spore colonies sitting up front. Oh, he's just going straight for the base. Nice. See, there's a lot of blue coming back home though, so
Yeah, there is. But there's a lot of red in the Zerg's base.
but you got Marine Medic coming, so
What is his drone count right now? I'm curious. Babo's drone count? Oh, so it actually didn't seem to do as much damage as I thought it would. He had like something like 7 zealots in his base, but it looks like I guess he microed the drones away and had his units come back in time to defend it.
Yeah. Looks like he got a few drones. Maybe just a couple, but
I'm looking right now, and Scan has his I think wait, is Scan playing Terran or Zerg or Protoss? I can't tell.
Protoss.
Okay. So Yoon has his like expansion like fully up and running. That is great. Almost fully up and running.
Who does? Yoon?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's up. He's got that second gas now, so you need to hold
He's going to
it,
do work.
You have to get at least 2 storms, in my opinion, if you only have like 1 sunk in there. There's not even a single High Templar at his base. But the DT is out on the map. It is creating havoc for this DT team. Oh man, these mutalisks are just raping these medics. Again, we apologize for the delay of the chat to the game. We all had to leave due to a little bit of lag, which still has not fixed yet.
I don't think that there is a delay. It only really shows up when a video has been created, if I'm not mistaken. So they're seeing exactly what you're seeing and you're commenting on. Am I wrong about that, Jerry?
There's a 5-second delay for my voice coming through video.
Is that true?
All
right. Well, just forget everything I said then.
Blue team's trying to move out right now. I think this is really important for them because like red team has their naturals up.
Heard on the stream. So
the blue team really needs to get some damage done here. Otherwise, like with just the economic position that red team's in, I feel like it's going to be hard to come back from.
See, and this is why I strongly urge Terran using bunkers. Either bunker your Zerg ally to get that extra expansion or something. Give him a couple turrets.
Yeah, like is there there's a Dark Archon at the Zerg space, but he does not have enough to hold this right now. And Protoss does not have any units coming across the map because he's working on defending his own base, his own natural.
How much energy does the Dark Archon have? If he has 100,
the Dark Archon feedback. I saw the feedback on the vessel.
No, Maelstrom.
Oh, it was Maelstrom
on the bio.
No, it was feedback on the vessel. Yeah.
See, this might go down if he doesn't have a good storm. Oh, he used feedback because he didn't have enough for Maelstrom.
Wow, and that was enough for them to back off. Mm-hmm. Seeing that one High Templar.
Yeah, that's the thing about going Marine Medic. I mean, they just melt to storm. Now, another strategy Terran sometimes will imply. Oh my goodness, my words.
Oh my god, I don't think they've scouted. I don't think they've seen what Protoss has been doing this whole time. So like, once they scout it, they're not going to be happy that it's like a full expansion up and running.
One strategy that Terran implements is the use of spider mines. I mean, if you're talking about a largely zealot, High Templar, Dark Archon type of army and Archon, then mines great fallback to keep contained and make them spend gas on observers and stuff like that instead of more High Templar.
That was an epic fight. There's so much going on in that fight.
See, I think you're actually seeing it a little bit before I am.
Yeah. So the Dark Archon, like you saw at the beginning, you saw the vessel going in for the Mutalisk for an irradiate, but as soon as he saw that, Red Protoss with his Dark Archon used feedback on that vessel.
I love it when Jerry just sort of like circles with his cursor.
Babo is now going to try to attempt to make, and we'll see how this.
That was a nice game.
It was.
V2s are like totally different from 1v1s in that they're so back and forth in terms of like who has pressure on the map, who doesn't.
Oh yeah, dude. 2 versus 2 games just turn instantly. Hopefully this time around we won't have any kind of delay in our chat. Maybe it'll go smooth. The game will go smooth and won't lag, so we won't have to leave it. There we go. Okay, so game is up.
Shout out to the people who made donations. If you click on the donation box or whatever with the pig icon, you can actually see some of the names.
Prima.
Fleeting Dream, man. Thank you.
Join up, Prima.
And whoever fund the show is.
All right, so round 2. Koreans took it the first game. We'll see if our South American friends can even it up. We're on Fighting Spirit this map, yeah?
Right. We understand. He could play the ad and then jump right back into the game, though. But we do appreciate Prima for taking this time out, being able to bring these games to us. You know, I don't think we would actually get these players if not for the help from everybody. But I think the part of it being streamed and there being people who are donating money to help fund this actually brings these players together. It actually gives some good show matches. So shout out to everybody who helps out with that. Prima, Ox, and some other contacts that I don't have names for. Ox may know some of these other guys that help fund this and whatnot. And Fleeting Dream for hanging out with us and casting today. Let's see here. We got a top versus bottom show match. On the top side of your map, you've got Dandy on the left side and Babo, the Zerg player, on the right. And on the bottom side, you have Scan as your Protoss and Yoon as your Zerg player. Now, Yoon, if I'm not mistaken, which I may be, actually played IC Cup, a few years back, and was A rank as well. When I say A rank, I mean A plus, possibly Olympic, but not sure if he actually reached the Olympic mark. He probably could have. There's a few players that were able to do it, especially in the later seasons when it kind of started dying off. But these two definitely familiar with each other and their style of play. So I don't think this is going to be a show match that ends early. I don't think it's going to be a 3-0. I'll put it that way though, because Babo and Dandy definitely are top gamers for their country. So see here, we got
They team together too, yeah.
What's that?
Babo and Dandy have definitely teamed together.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
like
at least
knowing how each other play, that's also really big.
Yeah, they've been playing together for at least a couple of years now. I know I played against them, got my ass handed to me when I was playing for the SK team. So I think these guys were actually the only active team that actually beat us in the 2 versus 2 whenever I was playing. But they had some strong 1 versus 1 players as well. So whenever they did the Brood War Clan League, they did 4 1 versus 1s and 1 2 versus 2. So not as much opportunity for us to take a point in that regard, but tearing this game going mech play. So I like to see how this pans out, see what he actually goes.
So Mike's knowledge isn't that great. Like, is there any significance in like the scouting, the early on scouting of that Zergo Lord? Because if you notice, like, like Babo was able to scout the Protoss, versus like I think ideally, um, probably Yoon would have wanted to scout Babo so that he can actually get more information on his base versus having to stop short, at the Terrence ramp because of the threat of losing it to a Marine.
Oh, well, he might lose his hatchery. Hold on 1 second. I would have just kept pounding on that hatchery. Oh, this might be all she wrote, folks. Oh my.
Oh man, he's in trouble. He lost his sunken.
Now he did get his lings into Protoss's base, so he could potentially take out Scan's Nexus here. I mean, it dropped. He can't pull his probes in time. Look at this. Look at that Nexus down to 600 health. I don't. He may not get it if he doesn't move
He's
around.
not gonna get it.
He's not going to get it. He didn't move around. You can't just take all those free shots from the probes like that.
He got the pylon powering the gateways, so that stops all units.
This might be. I may have spoke too soon. Now this cannon's up in his main, but if he doesn't pylon and then obviously Dandy went mech, so it's going to be harder to get up that ramp as fast. Once he gets in the base, it's a different story. Oh, he created an opening. Oh my, this is an interesting game, guys.
This is wild. It's so back and forth.
Yeah, Scan cancels that, and he is just instantly cannoning his Nexus up. But now, Red's going to die. He doesn't have any spores, any anti-air. They have to kill Scan here. They got to get in that base and take that bottom cannon out before it finishes. Red's lings aren't moving, though.
Units on the map, and it's trying to poke away at these vultures.
Now, notice that Babo did not start rebuilding his drones. He knew that the mutas were going to be out and that just a few lings here and there would be more significant. That's the difference between that's the difference between a solid 2 versus 2 player and just some typical. Oh man,
100 HP. That's heartbreaking.
Now, because they were able to hold that off, that should be a good game. White can, eliminate red in no time flat. 3 Goliaths is not going to be enough for 6 Mutalisks. And
yeah, you can see
coming up on the ledge.
He's desperately trying to take Scan out of the game. It's like his only chance is to make it a 1-on-1.
Yeah, had to.
The problem is Scan's eco was largely untouched, other than that Nexus, and there you have it. He calls game.
Yeah, I think Babo could have won that if he had microed his lings just a little bit while focus firing that Nexus. Scan got a great surround on him.
Yeah, that was a wild game.
It was. You heard me call it too early. I was like, okay, it's over. Red Zerg lost. But when he stuck those lings in there, I really thought maybe it could have changed.
Right, I'm an idiot. How do I join a passworded game? I actually have no idea.
Just type in BABO. and then just refresh it every now and then. There we go. So he came up and then won. Come on down, Prima. Yo. You coming, Fleeting Dream?
Sure.
There we go. Krill jail.
Round 3, so we're at 2-0 right now. The Koreans are up.
All right. Okay, good. Prima 1 didn't disconnect. All right. Round 3. Fight. you got Dandy as your top left Zerg, allying Babo as your top right Terran. Nice. So they did switch it up this game. Your bottom right Zerg is going to be Yoon, and your bottom left Protoss is going to be Scan for today's casting. What? Is this Polypoid? Yeah. Okay. So TZ versus PZ on Polypoid.
Game 1 and Game 2 were so super different. Where Game 1 you had, the Terran coming out with Marine Medic, trying to get map control early on, and then Game 2, he was going mech, so it was kind of like, like this, the PZ team overpowered the Zerg while the Terran was teching up.
Right. Yeah, and that's sometimes what you have to do in 2 versus 2. Sometimes, on a rare occasion, you'll find a really good team that just sticks to one strategy, and depending on what the matchup is, the other team is just going to have to find different ways to counter it. Anticipate your allies, your opponent's builds, and possibly change the landscape of the game. Maybe you'll lose one fight, maybe you'll lose the open map fight, but you'll gain an advantage on getting an earlier expansion or tech or something of the sort. So, whereas most of your 1 versus 1 games, I mean, 9 times out of 10, your primary goal is to get your expansion up faster than your opponent, if possible, depending on what their start is and affecting the other team's economy. Looks like our ZP team is doing the same thing again. So we'll probably
Yeah, but we definitely have
expect
Marine Medic coming up from Terran this game
Mm-hmm.
with the 2 barracks.
Now the thing is, on this map, no matter what your starting position is, Zerg typically wants to take their ramp. And the reason being is that hatchery is so close to that second gas. If it does go like mid-late game and you can't secure that expansion, Zerg player will at least get that second gas to help that muta pump out.
Long distance mining.
Yeah, and really you don't want any more than 4 or 5 drones doing that, but it is huge.
Really fast lair from Scan, and then a hatchery first before lair from Dandy.
Yep. So kind of the same thing we saw in the first game so far.
Babo, rather.
Whereas excuse me, I got the colors mixed up. So Babo is the Zerg. My apologies. They're purple and magenta again. I'm sorry. So I got those colors mixed up. So that was my mistake. Babo's going to try to get the sunken up before this next 2 zealots come up here. When these 2 zealots come up here, sometimes you'll see him go for the kill.
Yeah, this is tense.
Yeah. Now
He's got 4 more Zerglings coming up and 2 more zealots coming up. They are going to go for it.
Yeah.
100%.
Now he does have this sunken up here, and Babo is going to make another additional sunken. Where's this drone going? Oh, man. That is something you don't want as a Zerg player when you go 9 pull, is to lose a drone. It's one thing to lose a drone to a building.
And there's the second creep colony.
This one will help break him out a little bit. Shout out to Legend, Hood, and Wiggly out there recruiting for TQ while we're doing this show match instead of watching these games. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, Scan and Yoon have a thing going down. This is basically exactly their strategy the first game.
Yeah.
Where you
Now,
had Scan cannoning for him. Oh, is he going to lose this? No, he's surely not.
Okay, now mutas are making for Yoon here. So there's only 2 cannons at Yoon's base right now. That is bad. He definitely needs to get these lings up on that ramp. That'll be a huge, huge difference. That's why you don't sacrifice those lings. You know, if he didn't have these helping him block, definitely he'd be dead. See, they don't even want to go now. They just want to sit back, econ, get some mutas out, keep Protoss from expanding.
There's nothing at Terran's base, at Danny's base. There's nothing there. He's got 3 Mutalisks. This is wild. He's got an eBay, but no turrets yet.
Getting some good damage off on these mutas.
Yeah, I'm counting 3 kills on the Mutas, which is pretty good. But there's now he's got 2 more.
What was that? 3 kills?
Yeah, 3 kills on the Mutas.
Yeah. He cannot lose that Overlord for sure.
Ooh, he's got to be careful not to get his Mutalisk sandwich right here.
Let's see. Layer is coming up for Babo. And looks like Scan's trying to build his pylon on the top ramp and maybe get a cannon or 2 off on the bottom side to help him take this expansion.
Some Muta harass again.
Got a few.
And these
SCVs.
Koreans are so good at freaking microing their Mutas.
Oh yeah. See, he really needed 2 turrets there. And what that would do is that would actually create a trap. So if he came up from the bottom side and his Marines came from the bottom, he would have to take hits from 2 different turrets a few times before his mutas were able to escape. It's either that or fly over the Marines again. So he only had 1 turret there.
It's fascinating in 2v2. You just don't have as many workers as in a 1v1 match. And so like I'm counting SCVs for Dandy, and he's got 9 SCVs on minerals, 10 now.
Well, the reason being though is because of that muta harass. I mean, he's probably killed. He's killed at least 6, 7, 8 SCVs. Oof. Good pick on that Overlord. That was so fast.
This is just like what can you do, you know?
Yeah. Now you see Yoon. He's built that hatchery on that ramp. He's most likely gonna, pump drones between his Mutalisk and take that second gas. Yeah, see, he's got a drone going down to his second gas now.
Maybe only saving grace is that Babo's been floating a lot of gas, waiting for his spire to come up, and he's got a very healthy economy.
Yep, and he's probably going to take that second gas before long as well.
We have like 4 or 5 mutas coming on the way, and so that'll give some relief to the pressure and Dandy's side. Behind all of this, Scan has found the time to take his expansion and is fully operational.
Yep, killed a lot of Marines there.
Let the Dark Archon down as well.
Yep. really what you want to use that Dark Archon for, yes, feedback is phenomenal. But really, what you want to do is maelstrom the enemy's Mutalisks and try to get a storm off on them.
Yoon's coming in to see if he can poke around, do some damage on Babo, but he turns away after seeing, those those spores. He's got 5 spores. He's not joking around. He's not playing around.
Right. He knows he's in a decent place. It's not the best place. It's not nearly what this the other opponent Zerg has. See, he's got four drones mining gas on that second gas there. And he could put one more there to get a little bit faster, but he doesn't really have the economy on his minerals. The mute account's going to get out of hand here pretty soon. I think it's about time for Scan to start dropping gateways.
I'm worried, man, because Scan's got his tech up, he's got his econ up. He just needs to get his gateways up, and
here we go.
Basically, Dandy and Babo are on a timer right now. Once Scan actually gets his units out, I just don't see this unit composition beating out theirs. Wow, he just lost 4 medics in the middle of the map.
You guys should be rooting for the South American team so we can get more games in.
And that's GG, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wow.
I did not
anticipate a 3-0. My mistake.